contains all the like JavaScript things. And let me start. Okay. Hi guys, am I audible to everyone? So can you guys just text me like, am I audible or not? Yeah. Okay. So now we are starting the JavaScript session, and here, uh, so you guys have learned how to design HTML, CSS, and how the designing the website and all the things. So you guys know the like website designing, but the main thing how the website work is like uh, to add the interactivity. So JavaScript mainly helps to add the interactivity to the website. So let me tell you like how does the website work. So see, now you can see that there is a client and he's requesting a website through a Google Chrome. So what a client say? So client will say, "Hi bro, like I need a some so and so website." So they will ask a website and it will go to the web server, and the web server will give the response based on the requirement. So it just gives the response in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So yeah, you guys have studied HTML and CSS. So HTML is like a body of the website, and CSS is like beauty, and the JavaScript is mainly called brain. And the JavaScript you can like the brain of the website. So what does the JavaScript do? So mainly JavaScript add the interactivity, and you can use it both for the backend as well as the front end. So for the backend, you can use by Node.js, and what all the JavaScript things do. Mainly you can add the interval when you click a button, it might help to submit the form, and it might open a new input thing. And so like this, even it might go to the another page. So all the things cannot be done through HTML and CSS. So here comes the like, JavaScript helps to make a web page alive, to build the interactivity between the client and a website. So these are the things are done by JavaScript. So let me take. So JavaScript is often known as JS and is a high-level dynamic interpreted programming language. So yeah, high-level dynamic. So in the sense, the client the client will open the website, okay, and he cannot just use the static website that you have created using the HTML and CSS, and you need to make the web pages alive, and you it should interact with you in a dynamic way, so that all things are done by the JavaScript, and it allows a client-side scripting to create a complete dynamic web page. Yeah, so this means that uh, it's a client. So you are the client, and you are doing some operation on the website. So this JavaScript is used to make so this JavaScript is used to create all the necessary things that you do in the website. Like when you click a button, it should go to the so and so thing. So that is dynamic thing that can be created from the JavaScript, and obviously it's used to make the web pages alive. So uh, yeah, so these all the through the HTML and CSS, you can just create the static web page, and you can fill a life through the JavaScript. And yeah, it is used to programmatically perform actions within the pages. And what can JavaScript do? So we can use the JavaScript as a client as well as a server-side language. Yeah. And JavaScript has evolved greatly as a language and is now used to perform wide variety of tasks. And so now we will be uh, we'll be having the introduction of the JavaScript and its syntax, and then we will be learning about the variables, functions, and events. Okay, so what all the things are in the uh, basic syntax means like it should contain the variable, keywords, comments, identifiers, values, operators, and expressions. So yeah, let me show you. a new file. So yeah, here I have created a new file in the JavaScript, and so .js explains like makes it as a Java the file of a JavaScript. So similar like .html is a HTML file. So first thing that you have a new element. So yeah, so this is the HTML thing. So you have so now you got an HTML page. So now you have learned all the like p tags, all the tags that that you will be using in the HTML. So now just you can uh, make a static thing. Like you can like I will write a p tag, and this is my first line. And if I just yeah, consider this is my first line. So like this, you can may add a few photos and all the things that you have learned in the previous session. But to make it interactivity, like you can just write script tag, and you can write all the JavaScript code here. So and so or else another way is to just you can add source and write a file name. So both are the same thing. So now whatever you do in this file, those things will be executed in this web page. So let us get into the things. So basic syntax. Here variables. So variables are something that you can change. So here you can define the variable using uh, different keywords. Okay. So now, so this let's create a variable. So how can we create a variable? So you have some three keywords where, let, and const. So you can use these three variables, and you can use these three variables, and you can create different variables. So let me then uh, let a string let a string is equal to some name. So now the string is a so we created a variable called string, and the value of value is name. So now you can print that console.log, and yeah. So now if you console.log in the sense like to print the value of the string, like we use console.log, and so obviously we should get name in terms of string. So here, yeah, since we have attached our file into this uh, HTML page, so here if we can go in the web browser, we can go to the more tools, and from there developer tools. So here we get the elements, console, and source. Source are the like the file we are using, and the console is the output for all the input like code we write in the JavaScript file. Or else you can also get the output in terminal also, as well as the output. So you got name. So similarly, we will be using this here. We'll be using this as our like we can see the output there. So similarly, so you can just write const and create a new variable. So I will create an integer which is equal to something 9, and I'll just write console.log and integer. Yeah, you can see 9 has been printed here. So and also similarly we can use variable new which is equal to and some new file. Okay, right. Yeah. sorry, unexpected token. Wait a minute. Huh. So similarly, you can use a variable to create a new, just comment it out so that, yeah. So variable and you just a new something and you can just type the string. So when you console.log new, you can get, okay, I'll just change this. Yeah, you got the string. So similarly, we can use all the string let const or variable. Sorry, can I do this? Yeah, to create a new variables. So coming to this next keyword. So keywords are, yeah, these where and string, sorry, let and const are called the keywords. And the comments, obviously, like we can use this to Silog to make a comments, and whatever we write here, whatever we write here are not executed, in code. Okay, and identifiers are these strings are called identifiers. Okay, so where, and then values. So values might be a new string or new integer or boolean. All the things like all these are called the like values, literals, and operators and expression. We will be discussing about these in the next upcoming slides. So these are the different data types. So why do we need data types? So we need data types because to contact, like we usually talk between different peoples in our different mother tongue. So similarly here, these are the different things that we use to communicate with the uh, client, or we used all the things to write the program. So mainly number, strings, booleans, null, undefined object, symbol, all are like uh, different data types, and they have different properties, so that we can use those different properties to make our program, and we can build something that makes the like work very much easy. So let's come to the strings. Okay, so strings are used to store and manipulate the text. So strings are created using both the double quotes as well as the single quotes. So uh, how can we create this? Yeah, this I've shown here. So this is the method to create the string. So let string equals my name, hello world. So this is called string. So how can we get this is a string? So I'll just write console.log type of string. So this is, so now you can get that, like I'll just print both string. Yeah, you can see that. So here I gave that, like the string. I have defined a variable string as hello world, and now I have executed the type of the string, and then I've executed the string here. So like we can define a string. And next, what are the properties? So properties mainly, like like think I've created a string name. So instead of string, I'll change this as name. Then I will file like name in between two boxes. If I give the index, then index value, then I will get the corresponding letter. So how does the indexing work, and all the things I will be explaining now. And we can find the length of the string by using name.length. And similarly, we can use name.to uppercase to make the string into uppercase. So why do we need to make the string into uppercase or lowercase, and why do we need the length? So these all the properties we will be using in a website, obviously. So think a client gave us client gave some input, like let us his name, and you have his name in your database in a only small letters. So he might give the first letter as a like capital letter and then corresponding small letter. So you need a like, but you need to search with your database, as a JavaScript is a JavaScript doesn't will distinguish between uppercase and the lowercase. So to change the way to uppercase to like the different uppercase letters and lowercase letter to uniform upper or lowercase, we need to use the corresponding properties, uppercase or to lowercase, and name dot slice. So here we will be giving the two index. So initial index and the final index, and we will get the corresponding strings in between those. And name dot replace, we can replace something of the string to some other thing. And name dot concat. So here you can uh, just add an concatenation means adding the things, or you can add like a name one. I will just name and I need to add another name one. So I will just write the name one and comma s. So it will concat. And similarly, you can trim, use the trim. So why we need a trim? So think there are some spaces after some string. So these name dot prim will cut all the spaces and it will just give the strings values. And you can find the index of the particular letter. So we will be discussing all these different properties now by writing the code. Okay. So 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 now I've defined the string hello world. So now I need to print console.log, and I just need one. You can see H. So here I've given space, that's why. Okay. So here the indexing works from 0. Okay. So here H will get index 0 and then 1, 2, 3, and correspondingly all other things. So and when you give the 0, you will get H. So like this, you can get each letter of a string using this property. And the next property is, so what's the next property? You can use the length, how to find the length of string. So you can just console.log string dot length. You can use this method to find the total number of the letters in the particular string, and it counts the space also. So it counts both the space and the letters and all the things that you give. So here there is a difference between the method. So this is a method. Now I'll just convert all the things into the uppercase. String dot, let me keep it to uppercase. Yeah, you can see that everything has been converted into uppercase. And similarly, you can convert all the things into a lowercase. Yeah. So you got like we have converted into the lowercase. So and the next method is to like slice the things. So now I don't need the complete hello word in the string. I need just hello. So how can I do that? I just give the string dot slice, and here I give the from index to the final index. I'll give from 0 to how much I need. So hello 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I give 5, I'll get hello. So, yeah. So here I should get the hello. So technically slice will do from like it will consider the first index and it will not consider the last index. So you can see that 0 H has 0 index, E has 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you are like you can get hello the initial index and the final index minus 1. So how this is how the slice work. And the next method is to like replace the things. So here, yeah, it will be console.log, or just like I convert let new string. What the new string is equal to string dot replace. I need to replace hello. So I need to replace the hello to hi. Then I need to print new string. So you can see that the hello word has converted to the hi word. So like this, we can like can replace the some string into another thing. And the next is concatenation. So there are two methods to concat the stuff. Like I need to like add hello word and I need to add hi everyone one second. So the one thing like you can use the yeah, let new is equal to let new string one is equal to string dot concat, and then you can just write this hi everyone and comma you need to type s. Then you'll get like if you just console.log and if you write new string, you can get hello world, hi everyone. Yeah, like this you can concat the things. And the another method to concat is just like you can write console.log and you can just add string plus. So like this also you can just both are the same. Yeah, hi everyone. So like this also you can concat the things. And the next method is like just to trim the things. So let me add some space to my string. And then I use the trim thing. So I'll just create let me this. I have a string hello world with some. So I'll create a new string. Let new string is equal to string dot trim. So I can just use uh, string dot trim and I just print console.log and I print it's yeah. So you can see that both are hello world, but how can we distinguish the trim has worked or not? So let me print the length. So as I said, the length in the JavaScript, the space is also considered as a length. So I'll just print the length of the both strings, string dot length, comma, new string dot length. You can see that here there is a 15 and 11. So trim will just configure the things and 15, 11. So like the trim works. And here you got that you can find the yeah. So in this thing, you saw that you can give the index number and get the letter. And similarly, you can just uh, use the use the property index and you can get the where is the where is what is the index of specific letter. So just if it string dot index of, I need the index of E. You can see that the index of E is 1. So I just forget all the things so that, yeah, you can see that the index of the string is 1. And but yeah, similarly, I'll just give another example. String dot index of L. Yeah, yeah. So here it is giving the index of the L is 2, but there is L on index 3 as well as 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So there is a L which has index 9. So how can I get that? So by through this method, I cannot get the the index, like L index is, which is at last. So for that, I can use string dot last index of L. So it will give 9. So through this method, we can just get the last index of the letter. So from this, like, we got the different properties of the string. So is there any doubt in the properties of strings? So you can just use this, just text me, like, if you have any doubt in the properties of string. So what happens if the character is not present in the string? Like that string is called, like, yeah. So it will just give nothing. So it has the length of 0 and you can just create like that once. So yeah, console.log, and it's like this. I'm just creating something. You can see there is just, yeah, you can see that there is something, like, there is output, but it doesn't has any character. What about slice? Yeah, slice we discussed, like, we need to give the two index from where to, like, initial index to the final index, and it will get printed in between those. And trim function. So guys, trim function will just trim all the spaces which is present either the right side or the left side. Is there any problem that we can directly use keyword as a variable? No, no, we cannot use keyword as a variable. So you cannot, like, give a variable name as like let or something. And you can, there are some rules that you can give the, like, I give a string. So I gave the string here. So you can only give, it should start from a very, like, yeah, it should, it should start from a variable, and you should not start from a, like, any letter. It and also it can start from a dollar sign. That's all. So these are the rules that you can give, like identifier. Yeah, difference between variable, let, and constant will depend on the yeah. So this thing you will get when you comes to the functions, like for loop and while loop. You will get the difference, what, like, why we need to use the constant, let, all the things. String is not a keyword. Keyword is like let, constant, and those are the keywords. Okay. So let us get into the next thing, arrays. So an array is an ordered list of values. Each value is called an element, and it is specified by an index position with an array. Array can hold values of mixed types, like it can hold the values of numbers, strings, objects, and even it can handle the other arrays. So here you can see that, like, we can list the different values in a different database. So you can see that. So string. So similarly, I will come to the numbers, and in the objects there is array. You can see that in the objects there is array, And in that array, we can just store all the different numbers, strings, and the other objects. So, and here you can use the different method, push, pop, shift, and all the other things. So wait, just make an array. So wait. So let array is equal to, which is combined in the box. So I'll give a number, and I can give a string, and I can give a boolean true, and also I can give a null, and I can even give another array in between it. So you can see that like I've created an array, then so so you can see that the this is specified, like you can get the array, and you can store all the different kind of strings, integer, and all the things inside the array. And the this array functions are very much used in creating the different programs, and be attentive in this time. So you can use different method like push, pop, shift, and shift. So what does the push do? Like push will uh, like when you use the method property push and give some value, variable value, and when you console it, it just add the like it permanently modifies the array size, and it will add that particular element, and it will give the length of that element. And similarly shift, pop will just delete the last element. And similarly shift and unshift, like you can see like what shift and unshift do. And similarly elements are assessed using the way you assess the string by giving the index number, you can similarly assess the index elements of the array using the index values. And next, the array have built-in methods like sort, join, slice, and index of, which you can see like how we will use. So now you got an array. Let me add some more string, some more elements to it. Elements. So yeah, so you can just like first assess the thing. So how will you assess? Just array, and give its the, you can see that too. So it has in the fourth index, the element is 2, and you can just get it that. And similarly, you can see that the true is the element which has the index 2. And the next thing like which permanently modifies the like array by using the push. Uh, so I will just create an array 2, which is equal to array dot push, and I will just push a new element. So what happens if I print this element? Just it will give the total elements. So initially you can see that in total element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 elements, and when you push a new element, you can like when you uh, uh, just use the push property, you will get the total number of array will be get changed. And now if you just try to print the array, you can see that the new element have been added. So like this, how the push property works. So now I'll use pop. So just yeah, I'll just create a new element. Let array 3, which is equal to array dot pop, and it doesn't take any inside value, and it will just pop out the last element. You can see that the new element have been deleted because we have used the pop. And so now I think you guys have understood how does the pop work. Just pop will just delete the last element. So let me create a new array 4, which has array dot shift. And just yeah. Now you can see the output. So this is the output for the yeah. So see the output. So can you guys tell what is happening in this particular property? So when I use array dot shift, can you guys tell what's happening in the comment box? Yeah, exactly. It just removes the first element. So and the length has been converted 6 to 5 by removing the first element. So similarly, what if I use, let me just make shift to unshift. Yeah, and I'll just so in this, so similarly, there is a new element will be added to the array. So that's the only thing that happens here. So that's the difference between the shift and the unshift. And the next property is like to join sort. So let me show how the join works. So let array 5 is equal to array dot join, and you need to give something and console dot no, array 5. So you can see that the element, like any element that we give inside the uh, these two parentheses, that will get added in between every element. So it doesn't change the complete array. So if I put the like if I print the array, it will okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, right now you're audible.
Sorry. Okay. So the next thing like how to you can use the similar word slice and index of. So so let me like use the slice thing here. So I'll just create a new array. So let array 6, array 6, which is equal to array dot slice. And I need to like from 0 to 4, and I just print the that array. So the similarly the thing that happened in the string. So similarly here it will just slice off the initial element to the last element, and it will just create a new array of that. So the same thing that happened in string. So in string, the different letters were like sliced and made into new string. Similarly, here different elements will just cut it, and it will make like we can make it as a new array. And you can like the next property you can use the sort. So to understand the sort, let me create a new array. Let new array, it has element like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 5 comma 4 comma 8 comma 9. So I have like this thing, and I'll just print console. Yeah. So now I got that 1 2 3 5 4 8 9. So I'll just once again make this 9 comma 7. So here by using the property sort, so just new array dot sort, use this new array dot sort. So I can just get sorted, or like it will get arranged in a ascending order. So like this, I can use the method sort. And the next method, I can use find the index of the particular element. Um, like I'll just console.log and so index of the same thing that which we done in the string. So similarly, if I give the particular element here, I will get the index of that element. Okay, so this is my array which has 6 elements, and now I'll give the 2. Okay. So here we are getting the element like index number of the 2. So similarly, if I give elements, I'll get index number as a 5. Here the output. And the next method, yeah, we can use the like we have discussed the sort using of the sort, join, slice, and index. And this array is like you can use in a most different manner in the creating the program. And there are some other functions where you'll be using this. And the next shall we will go for the boolean. The next array is like boolean and null and define. So you can get that boolean means at the binary state, it will be either true or false. So truly value includes the like truly values means generally in the strings also you can get the string in a boolean way. So all the non-empty string will be considered as true, and all the numbers other than 0 will be considered as true, and all the objects will be true. And the like false thing will be like 0, null, and undefined, and the empty strings will be false. And why do we need the boolean here? So let me think, like you are writing in a code, and you need to create an element. When the person enters enter a value in it, like you have created an element, and you need to calculate something. So if a element like if a person write 1, then only you need to print. So for that way, so like for that purpose, if you just give the condition, so if there is an element, so and then I need to do so and so things. So for that, you can give some condition, like in that the boolean things will help. Uh, so like when you write something, then it will be a non-empty string, and then it turns out to be a true. So then you can just uh, generate a new element, or just you can print the output. And now let just console dot log, and I need a boolean value of string. It's a false. So if I write 2, it will be a true. So you can see the output here. So if I write 2, it will be 2. And if I write 0, so okay. So you can see that 0 is giving a true. So can you guys tell like why this 0 is giving a true in a Boolean value? Yeah, it's a string. So here the 0 will be considered as a string so that it is giving a true. So just if I remove this, you can see that it turns out to be a false. So because in string only the empty string will be considered as a false, no other thing. And also if I give null, it is a false. And if I give undefined value, so it will be a false. So undefined in the sense I'll just 1 by 0, right? It's an undefined thing. So wait, as actually like 0 will be considered as a. So if I just write undefined value, it will be considered as a false. And similarly, yeah, null and undefined. So here, assessing a non-existent properties, assessing an object and like array or element that does not exist is undefined. So I'm creating an array which doesn't has any element. So that will be considered as an undefined. So null represent like there is nothing in that, there is nothing in that array or something. So if there is no value, there is no any there if there doesn't exist anything inside the particular array, then that will be called as a null. Okay. So you cannot assess the empty value and you cannot operate on the empty value. In that time, it will show as a undefined. So and there is nothing in that particular array, and that is called a null thing because nothing is there. So when you try to like program on a null thing, then it will show the undefined. Okay. Am I clear for this? And next we'll go for the operators. So these are the different operators like arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, and logical operators. And arithmetic operators obviously will be using for the all the integer values, and also you can use for the strings. So you can use okay, let me first start with the new numbers. So yeah, so basic arithmetic operators like let so you can just add. So I'll just write let x is equal to 5, and I need to just print x into 5. So you got 25. So like all the basic arithmetic operations can be done like plus and minus and multiplication. You can see the output there, and the multiplication and the division. You can see the division and the modulo operator also. So you guys know about the modulo operator. Actually, the modulo operator will give the corresponding remainder. So if I just use 6, so it will just divide the 6 by 5 and gives me the remainder. And you can use, yeah, yeah. So the next is assignment operators. So we will be using assignment operators. So is equal to plus is equal to. So it will just change the corresponding x value. So just if I give x is equal to x plus y, I will define a x and a y, and then I will just give x is equal to x plus y. Then my new x will be equal to the corresponding x plus y. So it's a bit lengthy. I just yeah, and I've defined my x value, and also I will just define my let y is equal to 5, and then I'll just write x is equal to x plus y. So now I'll just print my x. So it will turn into 11. So like you can just use this x is equal to x plus y, and then new x will be equal to x plus y. Instead of this, just I use x plus is equal to y. You can see the output as 11. So this is equivalent to x is equal to x plus y. So x plus is equal to y is equal to, like, it is equal to x is equal to x plus y. So similarly, if I use x minus y, so it will become 1, which means x will be converted into 6 minus 5, which is equal to, like, which is equal to x is equal to x minus y. So, and what are the other things? Like, you can use x star is equal to y. So you can see that x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 5. And x to the power, like, x star is equal to 5. Like, from through this, like, it will, like, what will happen? X is equal to x into y. Wait a minute. So let x is equal to x into y. And I'll just so dot x. So the output is y. Similarly, so the x is equal to y will give me the same output, that which is equivalent to this value. So now I can use, I'll just give another thing, yeah, x is equal to y. So can you guys tell me, like, what will be the output for this? So I give x double star is equal to y. Can you guys tell me, like, what will be the output? So I'll change the value of y, which is equal to some 10. So, like, x star star is equal to y. Power, yeah, exactly. X double star will be equal to the power. Uh, just consume. You can see that the, like, very lengthy number here. So similarly, like, it is the value of the power, and you can see that. So it is something like it's a, like, 6 to the power 10, like 6 is equal to 6 to the power 10. So, and the next operator, like, we can use the modulo operator similarly, and all the things, like, uh, all the other things are somewhat, like, everything is similar to like this, which we can just simplify the complete expression into and two simple letters. And you can, like, the next thing is the comparison operator. So comparison operator will be like is equal to, and not equal to, and there are three equals. So this will generally, it will, the output of this will be boolean. So it gives either true or false for me. So yeah, let an element is equal to simply 0, and then let element 1, which is equal to 0, and let element 2, which is equal to, and string, I'll just add a string. Yeah. Now I'll just try, like, now let us, like, work with the comparison operators. So I'll just try to print if element is equal to element 1. So I'm getting true. So can you guys tell, like, what is happening here? I'm getting the true as output. So can you guys tell, like, what's happening here? Here only value is checked. Yeah, exactly. So here the only value will be get checked. and not here a 0 will be equal to 0, and it will not check the type, like data type. So if I write the 1 and 1, it will give me true because it only check the value, and it will not check the in which like data type it is. So similarly, like if I try to implement, if I use 3 equal sign, then it will check the data type also, and then it will give the corresponding output. So since here the one is string and one is integer, both are not equal, so it will just give me the false output. So next I'll use, now I will use the check element is equal to element 1. Yeah. So can you, like, it's giving me false because here also, since here the data type is not checked. So similarly, like, yeah, let me clear console.log. Yeah, you can see that the output is true because here it will check the if element 1 is equal to element, like this element is equal to element. So it will check the values, and here I've given it is not equal, so it's giving me false. So similarly, like in the second one, it will check the data type also, and since both are not equal, and even I am also like have also written the same thing, then it will give me a true. So I guess you got the difference between these two codes. So here it will only check the value, and since I've written not equal because the value will is equal, but written as not equal, so it's giving me false. And similarly the second code, and you can use the like greater and all the other operators like console.log element is greater than element 1. It's giving me false. So it will, like, if I use equal, it will give me true. So similarly, like it will check, so, so it will check the data and it will analyze, like it only check the values here and it will analyze. So what if I give, so in this, it will check both the data type. So here the strings as um, like more like power than the, I can tell power than the integer. So it's given the first priority and it is considered as the greater. So similarly, like if I give 2, you can see that it has to be false because it's a like element 2 is a string which starts from S, and element 1 is integer. Wait a minute, sorry. Yeah. So you can just use the different operator here. Since like you can get that why the false came because you cannot compare the uh, integer and the string. So here you can like compare. Okay. So in all the time we are getting false because you cannot compare the uh, integer and the string. You can just compare the string value. Like I can compare the element and element 1, sorry, element 2. So here I can get true. So element 1 is considered like in the string element, in the string if there is a numbers that has a low priority than the letters. So you are getting like I am comparing the one and the string. So in this it will give the output true because in the string the letters like the letters has more priority than an integer, and you cannot just compare the integer and the strings, and irrespective of the thing, I'm getting false in the both line because I cannot compare the integer and the string. And the next logical operator is like and so I'll just show it. Yeah, logical operators like and, or, and not. So and is only like will be true only if like both conditions satisfies, and or will be true if either of the conditions satisfies. So I can just write true and I'll just and false. I'll get false because if I use the same way, I'll get true because it will like and will like to get output as true in a and the both the value should be true, but in or in either of the value works, and not of a true will be false, and you can see that the output is false true, so it will just reverse the boolean value. And you can get that like you can see that question mark is there. So what's the work of that? So yeah, so let me just type okay. So similarly, this question mark is actually used for like used to for the if else statement. So from this like through this like from this question mark you can actually make a complete if else statement that I will like let you know when I comes to the if functions topic. So yeah, so this question mark, the like the property that we use, I'll just teach when we come to the if else statement. And for this control flow, it is a for loop. Like these loops are like very much used, and it will check the condition, and based on that, it will like iterate over once again. So let us describe like how it works. So now there are different type of loops. So for loop, while loop are there two both things. And here in the for loop, we will have a statement one, statement two, and a statement three. And in the statement one, this line is executed only at once, and it will like in the statement two, then like on this condition, the loop runs once again and once again. And the third statement will be executed once the loop body is executed. Like when this code is executed, the statement three will run. So you guys like got it right. So statement one is executed only one times, and the statement two will runs once again. Like if the condition is true, it will run like once again. And the statement three, it will like execute once the loop body is executed. So let me for so I'll just let I is equal to 0. This is my first. This is executed only at once. Then I will let no like when I is less than 5. Okay. And then next I'll just add after whenever my code is get executed. So I'll print console.log I. You can see that the outputs are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens here? So actually it will initially check. So it initially checks the initial value. So when it will check that when I is equal to 0, it's my initial value. And then it will go and code will get executed as console.log I. So I executed I, so it will print 0. And then the I will become I plus plus, which means I will become I plus 1. So and then it will once again iterate. So it will check that this condition when I is less than 5. Yeah, I is less than 5. So it will once again get printed, 1 will be printed. So similarly, at last, I will value of I will be 4, and then it will go and it will become plus plus, like the I value will become 5, and it will check the condition. So this condition is not satisfied as the value of I is I should be less than 5 to get executed. So the loop will be get break. Okay. So I think you guys have understood how the for loop works. So yeah, you can use this method, like even I can specify the length by using this array dot length, and also I can just, yeah, you can see that the total length of the array is 5, sorry 6. You can see that the array of the, like the length of the array is 6, so it will get printed up to 5. So like this you can use this method in the program. And for the next, like while loop, so similarly while loop, you can see that the initially we will give the condition. So this like based on this condition it will get, like if the condition is true, then the code will get executed, and uh, this code will get executed, and then we need to give a the what happens after that. So example, there is, see the example, initially I gave a condition, like I defined the variable I is equal to 5, 0, and while I is less than 5, I need to print complete thing, and it will once again iterate over the backside. So let I is okay. Let me tell j is equal to 0, and while, so while uh, so based on this condition, the loop will iterate when I is less than 5. Just when I is less than 5, I need to just print the j, and I need to increase the value of the j. So actually, wait. So I guess there is a mistake in the code. So initially, I will just define I is equal to 0. I have defined the j is equal to 0, and then while j is less than 5, I'll just print, and the main thing that I left is like a full stop. So actually, it is, it's okay. Now I guess the system got, and wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, similarly now let me write the code once again. So last time I gained like if the condition is true always, then it will like once again print once again. So in that time the system will get crashed. So I just now define the value of I which is equal to 0. So it's initial, and then I'll just define the condition. When the condition is less than 5, then I will print console dot log I, and now I'll just do, yeah, it should come from 0 to 1. Like, okay, let me deal with this afterwards. Actually, I think my code is not working. It's not taking. I will just once again try to refresh the things. Yeah, yeah. So here you got like now try to use j is equal to 0 once again. So this when j is less than 5. So let me just print this j console.log j and j plus plus. So I guess there is something mistake in this. So I need to define it. Okay, sorry for this. Like I will come, like I will just look into the background side and then like, okay. So we'll jump into the if else statement after that, like I'll come back to the while loop. There is small mistake in this. Okay, so for the if else statement, this if else statement will run if the condition is true. So actually, it will check if the condition is true, then the corresponding code will be get executed, and it will just go to the else if statement if the condition if the if condition is not true. And similarly, if the neither either of the condition is false, then the final code will get executed. So we'll try to write this. So I will define like age is equal to some 13. So then I use if statement. So if I will check the condition, if age is less than 18, then I will print console.log. I'll print you are a minor. Okay, and then I will write else if, and it will check once again the condition. If age is less than 50, I just print console.log. You you are fit. And similarly, at last, like if if all the condition is false, then I can just directly print you are too old. Yeah. So what it will do? It will just check the initial condition. So initially it will check the condition, uh, check the age is equal to 13, and then wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. It will check the my initial condition. If the age is 18, then it will print you are a minor. And if I just print 19, it will just print you are fit because it is if this condition is false. So it is not printing this corresponding output, and it will jump into the next and it will print the corresponding output. And similarly, if either of the thing is false, it will print at the last output, you are too old. And the next thing, switch statement. The switch statement is somewhat similar to this, and it works like exactly like if a statement. So like if the let I define the grade as B, and then I'll switch my cases, and I will get the correct desired output from that. And I'll just like think the case A. So it will check the grade as A. If the grade is A, then it will print the corresponding output. Your grade is A, and then it will break. And if this is false, if the first case is false, it will go to the second case, and it will check. and if that case is true, it will print corresponding thing. So similarly, if either of the case is false, it will like then we have to like write the default value and console.log, and then we will write that the given grade is not valid. So like this, we can use the switch statement instead of if else. So now we'll come to the functions. So there, like you can just declare a function, and this function is very much used for the. So one thing that you can just uh, declare a function. So first thing, like how to declare a function, just comment it out, all the things. So yeah, I can just write function and I write grid, and I'll write okay, namaste. And so if, if I call this function, then the corresponding output will be get printed. This is one type of, this is called the declaring the function, and we can like call the next method is like function expression. We can write this in a corresponding expression that is which is similar. And so here I'll just let greet one, which is equal to function, and here I'll just use. So here I'm just storing in a particular greet one, and if I call this greet one, I'll get hi everyone corresponding function. So I can, so you can use the like this is. So everyone, I'll just give a string name, some random thing. So that thing will be get printed here along the function. You can just give the element, whatever the thing that, so thing that you can use, and you can call the corresponding thing. I can just like, yeah, you can see that if I call the function with some name, I can just get hi and the corresponding name. So similarly, you can get you can define the declare the function, and you can just store it to the different expression. And so next comes to the different types of function. One thing is regular function, and next is the arrow function. So regular function is somewhat similar that which like function expression. You'll just write the uh, constant, and you give a variable name and you define a function, and you do the corresponding, like you take the input, like radial is the input, and you will give that like do some corresponding like you'll just calculate something and you can write the output there. So, and the next thing is the arrow function. Arrow function, so yeah, arrow function is, it will give only the one line output. So you can use either of the method to call the function. So first, let me show you the arrow function. So show the regular function first, regular function, and here I'll just yes, I'll just calculate the area by taking the radius. So let me constant, so constant area, which is equal to function. I define the function in terms of radius. I take a radius input, and then I just print let area is equal to pi r square. So 3.14 into radius square. Okay, so radius. and I can print that area. So like this, I can print the area and I can use the return area statement here. So if I call the area function with the 3.14 something 3 value, it will give me the corresponding area value here. Okay, so like this, I can use the regular function. So to convert this into the arrow function, so you can see that arrow function also similarly take like defined by the variable, like I can define it as a area and I can give the corresponding input, and then I need to specify this arrow, and then I can print the whatever the things that I've written. So there is no much difference. I just yeah, I can just create area 1 which is equal to, I can just give ready 1 and I can just print it. So in between I need to use the arrow function. So this is the only thing, and you can here also I can write the exact same thing. Okay, completely. Yeah. So now if I call the area, so if I call this function with the same radii, okay, this radii is radii 1. So you can see that the both the output is same. So it's a different type of calling the function. It's an arrow function. You can call the function in different methods. So the next thing is the callback and the for each. So for each function is used to iterate over each element in an array and perform a specific action. So you consider as an array, and from this function you can just iterate over the like each element, and then perform a specific you can get a specific output. And the callback function is can give it, yeah. So I have an array, so I can just array dot for each, and here I can get the element. So like this, I can just get the like element. I can just do my operation like whatever the code I've written. I just console.log element. Okay, so I can wait a minute. I can define it. So before that, I can just complete the callback function. So callback function is a function that is So callback function is a function that is passed as an argument to another function. So here we will be defining the two function. Uh, the like we will be defining the two function, and then we like it will get executed once. It will get executed once the like first I defined two function 1 and the function 2, and when I define the when I call the function, the second function will get executed after the first function. So it is like pretty confusing to hear. So yeah, I can just write it. So first, like we will get what is the callback function. So then I'll just write. So here we have defined the array. So like we just define array dot for each, and then I can get the element, and then I can use the arrow function here, and then I will print the console.log element. So if I, so you can see the all element is get printed here. So this like it will iterate each like over each element, and you can like perform. I can write hi. Okay, I can give it a string. So yeah, you can see that hi has been written in the 6 times. So it will iterate like it will iterate 6 times. Mm, yeah. So yeah, this is how the callback function work. So it just take the array and iterate over all the elements. And next the callback function. So in the callback function, you define a two function. So initially you define a two function, and you can like you'll just give the first function as the argument to the another function. So let me create a function. Okay, constant. So constant new is equal to function. So I'll just give a new comma callback. Okay. Okay. So you just print something here. So console.log, you just print name. After that, you call this function callback. So this and now you need to define this function. Okay. So callback is another function, and you'll be just okay. So you will be defining this callback function initially. So so you can get that like how does it work? So yeah, wait a minute. Okay, so let me write it. So call. Okay, sorry. Like wait a minute. I'll just explain this callback function once again. So initially, I have defined the function by name and a callback, and this callback is another function. Okay, and you need to like now you can just get another function like this is a function. I'll just create another function call me. Okay, let sorry, like just create a function, and I'll just console dot log hi. So this is written. So now if I call the function name comma okay, yeah, you can see that. So initially the name is defined, then the high is defined. So here I'm calling a function and I'm defining the function and give this callback is a function. So this callback is given as a so this callback is like what is it? This callback is executed after the initial function. So here I'm defining the another function call me, and I'm giving that call me function into this uh, callback. So I'm defining instead of the callback, I'm giving the call me. So here you can see that the name is first printed and then hi is printed. So as it will just iterate or it will just go like print the name, and then it will the callback functions get executed. So this callback I've defined as call me, and so the hi will get executed. So am I clear with this? So let's go to the objects. So here the objects, the collection of the objects is a collection of uh, the different properties, and you can it's a like a key value pair. So you can see that the let user is equal to something uh, object, and you can see that age, and you should give a column, and then the corresponding like, age is a key and 19 is the value of that specific key, and like this you can write the object. And similarly the properties, so you can see the properties you can assess the like each value of the particular key by writing user.age. So it will just give the value of the corresponding age value. And similarly, there are two methods of assessing the properties. One thing like dot method, and another thing like you can write the complete thing inside the parenthesis, and you can write, you can just assess it. So another thing are dynamic properties. Dynamic properties are like adding new properties and modifying the existing property and removing the property. So one thing like you can just add the new property. Like I can this here you can see that location is the new keyword, and you are for that particular keyword key you are adding the value Hassan. So you can just modify by writing this particular code. And similarly I can just modify. Initially I say uh, I have a something age 19. So if I write user.age is equal to 20, it will get modified to the 20. And next similar to I can delete the particular uh, property by using the delete user.age. So like this you can just uh, like assess the property, assess the object values and modify it. So let us enter to the main thing that we need, like JavaScript for the browsers. So this is the main thing where we will be working and developing the websites, and we'll get to know like we will get each and every element which we are using, like the element that we create using a p tag and all the different things. Uh, we will just take that and we will modify and we will give some different outputs. So it's like when I click on a particular element, so and so should open. So that all things we can do in the JavaScript that you can see, we can see here. So initially you should be like well known with the developers tool. So developers tool, this is called the developer tools. You can see that elements, console, sources, and network. This makes our like job easy. Okay. And the next thing is that tags, script tag. So you have already seen the HTML in the HTML CSS session, all the p tag, li tag. So all those tags will be like all the tags which are inserted into HTML can also be inserted from the JavaScript. So for the interaction, you can just like use alert, prompt, confirm, these corresponding methods. So like I'll just write alert and hi world. So you can see that hi word is printed. So alert will just may execute it once, and similarly prompt will take the input. And you can see like let me use prompt enter a number. So enter a number. So you can see that you can enter a number and put OK. So these are the dynamic things that you can do in a JavaScript. So here the node structure and a div. So you can see that in a document, there is a HTML, which is root node, and head tag and a body tag. So in the head tag, you can see that meta, title, and style, all these element nodes, and p tag is called text node, and ul and li, all these tags are called text nodes, and you can use the corresponding nodes, and you can take the input and do this like different operations using that. So how to assess the like the way you assess the array. So similarly, you can get the corresponding tag and the corresponding element through this codes. So document dot query selector all p. So let me have a element. So similarly, so have like I so let me just make a different p text. So different p text. So I'll just make this one and two. So these are my like different p tests. You guys have learned about it in the first session, and I can give a different ID. So I'll just give a ID, new ID, and here I can give a class name. Class is equal to new class. So similarly, I can like give the corresponding different thing. I can give a name for this as a new name, like this so and so. So to assess those things, you can use the corresponding code. So I'll just comment it out. Okay. So yeah. So I'll just create let p tag is equal to document dot query dot selector. So here I need to give the tag. Yeah. So you can see that. So if I give my initial like let the p tag is equal to this. So now if I print the corresponding p tag, so you can see that the first. So this is the first ID. So I've given this ID new ID. So that will get printed. So when you use the corresponding query dot select query document dot query selector of like and give a specific tag, so it will print the first element of that. So if I use all, you can see that. So initially there is p tag which has the ID new and which has the new class and the corresponding different p tags. So you can assess so each tag by different index number. You can see that. So when I give my index number as 1, you can see this corresponding tag. So if I give 0, so the first line will get printed. So that's, yeah, you can see that the first line is printed. So similarly, uh, you can get the particular HTML element from this method. So similarly, you have a different method like get elements by tag name. So you can and a class name. So I just print like const new element, which is equal to document dot get element by considering element by class name. So I give my class name. What's the class name? I give my new class. the class name I gave. So if I now print the new element, you can see that this the p new class will get printed. So this HTML collection of the p new class tag is the same that I gave here. So like this, similarly, you can use the corresponding uh, by name. So the name which I gave, new name, and the tag name. In the tag name also you can use the p tag. So these are the different methods that you can access the corresponding tags. And the next, we will jump into the events and other DOM properties. Uh, so through this method, this is the method to access the things, and you can inner HTML, Docker HTML, and inner text. These are the somewhat different. So I can write console dot log new dot inner HTML. So these are getting different icon. It's showing undefined. Okay, so here we can see the p tag which is actually working. So I can just write inner.html. So you can see that this is my line one line. So what is the difference between the initial code and this code? This code is giving me the initial HTML type, and if I use inner.html, it will give me the corresponding value of that corresponding text of that element. So, and the inner text is used for the same thing. So element these attribute methods. So you guys know the this method. So I'll just write www.gmail.com. Yeah. So click here. So this is the one thing. If you go, you can just go for the gmail.com. So you can access the corresponding uh, attribute, and you can change that too. So just initially you need to define that. So define a link. Constant link is equal to document dot query selector. From this you can get the A. So yeah. So like this you can just enter the link. So you get this A. This one. So from this you'll get the link like through this method. So through the attribute method, you can just write the link dot has attribute, and if you give the corresponding value, you can just you will get the boolean value. So if you need so so similarly, if you use the get attribute, you can just get the link. So let me
Yes,
just show you how does it work.
yeah, your screen is stuck. Can you refresh?
Okay, okay. So, is it visible now? Hello?
Uh, it's visible, but
So
it's stuck. I mean, I think you need to refresh.
is it okay now? So can you see the VS Code and corresponding browser?
Yeah, but it's stuck actually.
Stuck is-
Maybe try to
Okay, sorry.
rejoin.
Yeah, 1 minute. Hello. Yeah, sorry for the issues. So is it visible now? Hello. The screen is visible.
Okay, we are not able to see the screen share.
Just try to resume this. Yeah. So can you see the screen? Hello.
Oh yeah, now we can see the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now you can you so you can use the okay. So you can just use the this method get element by ID. Okay. So to assess the so I've written the AHRF like I've created a link, and to access this link you can use the corresponding link document dot get element. Yeah, you can use the corresponding get element by ID of A. So you you can just you can use either of this or selector, query dot selector. Query selector has a defined ID. So query selector. Yeah, yeah, you can use this, and you can use the method like I'll just print the get attribute. Okay. So I guess there is an issue in this. Yeah. Okay. So for the different attributes, is the screen visible now? Yeah. So use the element dot has attribute, element dot get attribute, and these methods. So from the element instead of element if you get attribute, you can just get the corresponding link from that, and through the set attribute, you can just change the corresponding link, and from the remove attribute, you can just remove the uh, attribute, like remove the link from that. So these are the different methods that you can use. And at last, like events and other DOM properties. So I guess you got the how to get the corresponding tags. So is there any issue regarding that? So you can just please tell in the chat. So can I get which thing that you didn't understand, which topic? So from a DOM. So okay, I'll just define the DOM thing. So in DOM, you can see that different HTML and head tag and the body parts. So in that, it has the different element node and text node. All the you can see that the p tag has the text node, and these are the element nodes. And you can get the corresponding tags using the JavaScript. So you can use consider there is a p tag. Yeah, you can see the p tags. So when you write the document dot query selector all p, you can get all the p, and you can print each and every like I will define let something p tag is equal to document dot query selector all p, and then I'll like write console dot log and the p tag, and I will, if I give corresponding index number, I will get the corresponding HTML element. So similarly, I can use the query selector p to get my my first p tag, and you can use the document dot get elements by tag name. So I'll just write those code to see. Yeah, you can see that. So from this document dot query selector all, I got my I get my complete p tag, and if I need to print that particular p tag, I use my through the index number I can use. So see, you can see that I have access from the for the all the p tags. So from this I can print the corresponding p tag and its inner values, inner HTML. So I can print the my first line. This is my first line. And similarly, you can use get elements by class name, and you should write the corresponding class name here, and you will get access to the that element. And similarly, you can use name and a tag name for that. So similarly, there are the attributes method. So you can change the corresponding. Okay, so I'll just complete the inner HTML things and the inner. So here you got the p tag, and I can modify those things. P p tag, I can modify those p tag is equal to, so okay, p tag dot inner text, inner HTML, yeah, is equal to, if I write hi everyone, so yeah, you can just change only the first p tag line. So you need to choose the which one you need to change. So if I, yeah, you can see that the complete inner HTML will get changed. So you can just change the corresponding inner HTML using this. And you initially you need to assess the thing, and then you can change the inner HTML of that. So similarly, you can change the inner text, and you can get the attributes. And similarly, you can use the inner HTML and inner text like that. And coming to the events and other DOM properties. So you can see that you know that how to create a button and all the other things. So let me create a button, and here I can just give an on click. This is my event. So if this event occurs, I can just write like console dot, if it happens like this, here, click this. So like this, if I click here, you can see that the corresponding event, the corresponding code execution will occur. So similarly, I just gave the console.log a simple code. You can define a function here in the new file, new JS file, and you can just write. You can just start that function once you can if you click the corresponding button. So instead of this, if I will write a new function here, and so I have a function, right? Yeah. So similarly, I can just give this function. So I can just, so if I like, here I'm calling the function. So instead of this, I can call that function here. So if I call that function, whenever this I click this button, then that function will get generated and the corresponding output will come. So this is how the browser events like click and mouse over, mouse out, mouse down, mouse up, all the events will get occur. So another thing is handling the events and event object. So these two things, uh, handling the events, like you can, I'll just try to explain here only. So document dot add event listener. So in this add event listener, you should give two things. So the initial thing is like what here I give, if I give on click, and if I, and here I can define something. So it means document add event listener, like uh, initially you need to get the p tag. So in here I have taken this p tag. So you can see that I have defined the p tag 0 as my element. So that element, for that element, I can add an event listener, and that is possible. Like I can write a code, add event listener on click. So that, and I can just uh, do whatever the things like I need to do after when I click those things. So like this, I can add an event listener. So handling the events in the sense like it's the same thing what I said now. You can just add an event listener and you can do corresponding uh, output or input from that, and like corresponding operations. So similarly, coming to the next thing is like callback and asynchronous await. So callback function I have defined earlier. I have defined like you can see that the function is given as an argument to another function, and you can see the like asynchronous action. So asynchronous function is something. So you can see that all the JavaScript which we are working here are the synchronous. It means it will get executed only like line by line. It will not get executed if the initial line is not get executed. So if I had a fault or something in the my second line, the third line will not get executed. But in asynchronous, uh, the if I define several steps, and if I define my second code in the through the asynchronous, it will okay. Let me write set timeout. So set timeout. What does it do? It will initially in this timeout it will take if I put 3,000 and I'll just put console.log and 9. So it will get printed after 9 seconds. It will take it will take 3 seconds to print the 9. Okay, so you can see that if I just refresh, the output is not there. But after the 3 second, you can see the output 9. So this is how the asynchronous work. And through this, like we have discussed all the things from initial string to the data types, arrays, Boolean operators, control flow, while loop, if else statement, switch statement, functions, all the things. So through using this, you can like you are expected to build an CGPA calculator. So let me show how that CGPA calculator works. Okay. So this is my CGPA calculator. So initially I have created it. Yeah. So you can see that I have this is my HTML page, and here I have given my heading one CGPA calculator. I'll just show it. Yeah, you can see this is my H1 CGPA calculator, and I have created a form. So through form you can submit, and I given ID is equal to something. So I will give 2 and I will submit. So you can see that how like I have given a 2 so that I get a 2 corresponding course name and the grade. So this will be your task to create the corresponding CGPA calculator, and I will give the course and the corresponding grade. Yeah, it should give me the okay. It should give me the CGPA. The actually CGPA is 8.5, and so if I give 2, yeah, you can see that 8.5. This is a CGPA. So for this, you need to have the initially you need to generate a function. So I'll give the course details and the grade details for you, and then you need to generate the function. So you need to generate the function, and then uh, when you generate a function, and you should take the corresponding uh, total number of elements that you need to create. So here I have given like 2, so I will get 2 2 elements, 2 plus two in input element, course input elements, and a credit inputs element, and then from that you should assess the each you should assess this tag and these tags, and you should get the corresponding data from these course details and the grade details, and from that you need to do the some arithmetic operations, and then you need to give me the complete CGPA. So this will be your task, and that's all the session. So is there any doubt for this? Yeah, you can like have written the console.log so that so that's the reason I'm getting in the console. So it's possible that you can get the output in the HTML page also. So you can just create another element here, and you can change the inner dot HTML of that into the is equal inner dot HTML of that is equal to the sum by total credits. So by doing that, you can just get the CGPA on that. So is there any other doubt regarding? So you can ask any doubt. And you have another like two tasks. The one task is that one, which is what I explained, CGPA calculator, and another thing. So so another task will be like you need to find the number. So like yeah. So you, like initially the random number will get generated, and you need to take the input. So based on the input, you need to check is it a greater or a smaller, and if last like you should find that number. So I will explain, like I will share the complete details of the two tasks, and you can do that. So thank you everyone. So okay, thank you. Attendance link will be shared.